Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Now, the internet is full of predators, weirdos, and people who just want to steal your information. So why not be protected by using Surfshark VPN for a safer internet experience? Surfshark VPN is a fast and easy to use VPN service that can be used on a variety of devices. I have it on my PC. I simply click a button and boom, now I'm protected online. Besides just offering protection online, Surfshark VPN allows you to do things like access Netflix and Hulu from other regions, plus a ton of additional features. And right now, by clicking the link in the description box down below and using the code RGT, you can get Surfshark VPN for 83% off, which is the lowest it's ever been, plus an additional 3 months for free. One subscription allows you access to Surfshark from a variety of devices, such as a laptop, a cell phone, and even your Xbox and PlayStation consoles. So check out the link in the description box down below and protect yourself online with Surfshark VPN, and a huge thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. So today was a big day because Pokemon Legends Arceus review embargo lifted, and many people were interested to see how this game turned out, myself included. I've really been looking forward to this game. It's been very high on my priority list because I feel like it's going to be an expansion of the Pokemon universe that I've kind of wanted since that first Pokemon game I played way back in the day, which was Pokemon Red. Now, of course, I didn't get a review copy of the game because Nintendo likes to give them to websites and smaller YouTubers and stuff like that, which, I mean, that's cool. Do your own thing. But today I want to take a look at 4 different reviews, 2 of the highest reviews and 2 of the lowest reviews on Metacritic to kind of see what this game is all about. So if this is your first time on the channel, hit that subscribe button, like and share the video. But without any further ado, let's jump into Pokemon Legends Arceus reviews and see what's up with this game. Alright, so first up on the docket, we have Video Games Chronicle, which gave this game a 5 out of 5. So I want to look over some of this stuff and see what they have to say about the game. Now, we could see here, Pokemon Legends Arceus is the series' best game in years. Game Freak has finally delivered the open world adventure that so many fans have been asking for. I mean, I am definitely one of those fans. We're not going to read, like, every single thing here. We're just going to kind of go down to the summary. I do want to kind of look at some of these pictures, though. Like, I think that's a good looking shot. Like, obviously this game isn't going to win any awards for like a really good looking game. I don't think any of us really expected it to win any awards for a good looking game, but I think it's serviceable. And with Game Freak, you know, I just don't think they know how to make like a really pretty looking game. It's almost as if Game Freak has consciously compiled a list of every annoying niggle that, I don't like that word, the Pokemon series is known for, and removed them all to make the most entertaining and engrossing Pokemon game in years. Do you guys give a summary on this website? All right, here we go. Here we go. We got the meat and potatoes here. Pokemon Legends is the breath of fresh air that the series has needed for so long. It may not have been apparent from the trailers, which, I mean, I've been saying it was apparent in the trailers, but this is one of the most entertaining, engaging, and engrossing games in the entire history of the Pokemon series, and is highly recommended to both longtime fans and complete newcomers. The new catching mechanics are brilliant and satisfying, entirely designed with fast, streamlined gameplay in mind. The research angle makes for a more involved process. Pokemon have never had this much character before. While the frame rate is steady, scenery details suffer as a result. And that's something we kind of talked about. You know, I felt like the frame rate of the game would be good, but, you know, it doesn't look all that great. But this seems to me like a really good Pokemon game, according to Video Games Chronicle, and I'm definitely happy to see that. You know, all the graphics themselves, you know, they look all right. The catching process and the way you can call out your Pokemon whenever you like are just parts of what is ultimately the best thing about Pokemon Legends. The way almost every element of the game is fast and fluid. So that's, you know, a good thing with this game. I like being able to call out your Pokemon wherever on this large open battlefield. So yeah, that's a good thing. Let's check out another positive review. Next up, we have ComicBook.com, who gave the game a 5 out of 5. So, you know, a perfect score in their opinion. Doesn't necessarily mean a perfect game. Pokemon Legends Arceus review. The Pokemon franchise levels up. Pokemon Legends Arceus is a bold new take for the Pokemon franchise that gives players the most immersive and captivating Pokemon experience yet. The new game chunks out the familiar Pokemon game formula with an ambitious game loop and mechanics inspired by the likes of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Monster Hunter franchise. While longtime fans will recognize elements pulled from other Pokemon games, Pokemon Legends Arceus is easily Game Freak's most dramatic departure from the well-known formula and provides even casual players with a game that they can dump hundreds of hours into, just like they did for their first Pokemon game. And that's what I want to hear. because I am a Pokemon fan who has kind of been detracted from the Pokemon universe. You know, playing a game like Pokemon Red, this to me sounds like what I always wanted and always envisioned the series kind of going into, you know, more sort of like an open thing environment, like just an open world. That's a cool looking shot right there. Pokemon Legends Arceus represents the first step into acknowledging that the franchise just isn't for kids anymore. Not only has Game Freak finally shown a willingness to break its successful mode in the hopes of building something better, but we also get a Pokemon game that feels a bit more dangerous and mysterious. It's fitting that the main character of Pokemon Legends Arceus is a 15-year-old teenager instead of a 10-year-old child, because this is the first game to embrace some of the fear and danger that comes with attempting to tame creatures with the ability to breathe fire and level mountains. So that's obviously a good thing as well. You know, character development. It seems like there's actually a reason to sort of care more so about the characters. It's not just a bunch of kids going on a wily adventure or anything like that. So I definitely like that. I think that's a very good thing. Obviously, this is one of the big things where you have like these big versions of the Pokemon that will come after you. Battles are also much more compact and quick pace. All of Pokemon hit harder than in past games, and most encounters don't last more than a couple turns. Additionally, wild Pokemon can and will gang up on you, which adds an element of danger when roaming. I like that. You know, obviously these are wild creatures essentially, and they should be, you know, shown as wild creatures. It's weird when you play an older Pokemon game and, you know, there's just like a Pokemon on a map here and like a map here. It's like, well, why aren't they fighting? Why aren't they trying to come after me together? So I like what I'm hearing here. Most impressively, Pokemon Legends Arceus actually has a story with both nuance and intrigue. Philosophical and religious differences drive the plot of Pokemon Legends Arceus, and the game uses the full force of Pokemon mythology to tease out the central mystery of the game instead of only obliquely referring to it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So once again, oh wow. Like, how can you look at that and be like, oh, this game's gonna suck? Like, I don't know, that looks super cool to me. So once again, another very positive review, but let's take a look at two reviews that were on the more negative side of things. Next up, we have PC Gamer coming in with a 3.5 out of 5. Good. The bottom line, Pokemon Legends Arceus isn't the open world Pokemon game fans have been waiting for, but it's still the most ambitious Pokemon experience yet, and a fun collectathon in its own right. So while other publications are saying this is the open world game that people have wanted, this publication saying not really so with the case of it. So combines the Monster Hunter and Pokemon Snap formulas into its own compelling gameplay loop, more interactivity than any past Pokemon game, lots of Pokemon to collect, fight, and research. So those all sound like good things. Cons: zones, while freely open to exploring, don't feel particularly large. Some repetitive side quests draw distance, occasionally fall short. You know, it's all going to come back to the graphics. I feel with a lot of these reviews, people are just not going to be happy with the visual quality of the game, which, I mean, I'm not going to fault anyone for that, especially when you look at other games that are, you know, happening right now. Oh, wow. Oh, I thought this was the end of the review. I thought we were done right there. Big zones, not an open world, so this is kind of interesting. This much more active experience is encouraged in the game's geography. There aren't any direct routes, which is a good thing. Each trail resembles Pokemon Sword and Shield's wild areas, while open sections of land where you can freely run around to encounter Pokemon and gather resources. This doesn't make Pokemon Legends Arceus a true open world game, though. Like in Sword and Shield, the game's zones are discrete and not directly connected to each other. I mean, I'm okay with that. You know, Monster Hunter is the same sort of thing. You know, it's not like all of the different areas are interconnected as far as the different levels are concerned. So that doesn't really bother me. You know, it's obviously not going to be more like Monster Hunter and Pokemon Snap. That's a good thing here. You know, that's a good thing in my opinion. So, you know, 3.5 out of 10 or out of 5, you know, it's still a good score, but we're going to take a look at the lowest rated one. This is actually from IGN Italy, and it's a 5 out of 10. So let's see what they didn't like about this game. All right, so our final review is IGN Italy. Now, the translation might be a little jank on this. I just use Google Translate because while my grandmother can speak Italian, I cannot, and she's busy doing stuff today. But they gave this game a 5 out of 10. Mediocre. So this should be an interesting read. A game that should have relaunched the brand and instead does not take the necessary steps forward, remaining stuck in limbo that knows nothing about it. The few innovations are poorly implemented when not done in a patchy and rough way. Everything revolves around the completion of the Pokédex at excessive levels, so as to block the progression story to repeat over and over the same action. So, this person obviously did not like the gameplay loop of this game being more like a Monster Hunter game, and I mean, that's fine. You know, it's obviously going to come down to personal preference with something like this, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. You know, I think that gameplay loop is a lot more refreshing than the traditional Pokemon gameplay loop, which, I mean, hasn't really changed in like 2 decades. So, you know, that's okay. Let's just scroll down here a little bit. And let's read the final paragraph here, basically summarizing things, because like I said, we're doing a Google Translate here, so it's probably not going to be like really spot on with any of this. All right, Pokemon Legends Arceus turns out to be a huge missed opportunity, arguably the biggest disappointment within the franchise. Really should have been the turning point. The enthusiasm was there, and it went hand in hand with growing demand for change, for evolution after 25 years of an always identical main trend. Could have had something new. Instead, you fall back on the banality of poorly implemented mechanics, a botched story, an unwatchable artistic and technical sector, and what little good you breathe is less in terms of quality, but also importance compared to the multitude of problems that the game drags along. You can't and shouldn't hide behind the excuse that Pokemon has always been closed in on, conservative brand, because the steps take another towards another genre, that of a more open map RPG, have been taken. The exponents are greater, as well as the possibility of making comparisons, pretending to remain so closed in one's own niche, despite everything, ignoring the quality achieved around oneself in order to, okay, so basically what this person is saying is, comparative to other games, comparative to a game like Monster Hunter Rise or probably The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the game doesn't manage to hold on its own because of the fact that while it's an advancement for the Pokemon franchise, it's not necessarily an advancement for video games in general or games in this style, because on its own little island, you know, it's definitely impressive, but comparative to what else is out there, not so much. And I think that's fair, but I don't necessarily agree with it in the same breath, because I feel like when you have such a big franchise and you're taking a dramatic departure from it, I think that's still a big and bold move. Like, this would be like Mario GTA almost, you know, like Mario in a game that's more based on realism, because while Mario has done things like gone to other planets, learned new abilities and stuff, it's still like a platformer game. Whereas I feel like this game kind of goes in a different genre. It kind of goes in a different route than previous Pokemon games. So, I mean, I can respect this review. I find it bizarre when people like harass reviewers because of their review scores and stuff like that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I agree with it. But since I'm a rational adult, since I'm a rational grown-up person, I'm just gonna go about my day. So I think one thing we can take away from all these reviews is that people have different opinions. You know, I'm not going to get mad at a website for giving a game a low score because they didn't enjoy it, or give a game a high score because they really enjoyed it. At the end of the day, it's just personal preference with this game. For me, it definitely sounds like something I want to play. I will have a video up, hopefully by the weekend, on Pokemon Legends Arceus, sharing my thoughts and feelings on it, because I'm really looking forward to this game. I might actually get like the Australian copy on the eShop so I can play it a little bit earlier, because I'm definitely looking forward to this game. But let me know in the comments section down below what you think of all these review scores, which ones you sort of agree with, which ones maybe you don't. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and like and share the video. Huge thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video as well. Check out the link in the description box down below. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.